Hello again, and welcome to another video. Tonight I'm going to be looking at some of my Columbo Collection, which is on DVD. I haven't got all of the episodes and all of the seasons, but I have got a few. I did want to get them on Blu-ray, but apparently you cannot get all of the seasons on Blu-ray, just like I think it was season 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, something like that. That's the only ones that are released separately. If you want the whole series together, it is available on Blu-ray, but you can only get it from Japan apparently, and it costs nearly £300. So I thought, sod that. I can't pay that price, for Columbo. Jesus Christ, that's expensive. So anyway, I decided to buy some of the DVDs, right? But I had read somewhere, and I spoke to some people on Facebook on a Columbo group on there, and Peter Falk fan club sort of group, and they said that some of the more recent episodes, which they said they were shot in widescreen. I also read this as well. They were shot in widescreen 1:7:8, and but they were framed for both like 4:3 ratio, like a square picture shape we used to have years ago on your TV sets as well, so it could be framed both ways, either widescreen or full screen, depending on I guess your television or whoever was I don't know. Anyway, I think I did see some episodes of the recent ones on TV in the past that were broadcast in anamorphic widescreen. So from what I read and judging what I'd seen on TV in the past, I actually thought that the DVDs would have been widescreen, and I think I did read it somewhere that they were. But when they turned up, it turns out they're not actually widescreen at all, and they're just full screen, and they're released by Universal Entertainment. So I don't know why that is, but I heard that the Blu-rays on the more recent episodes, are actually in anamorphic widescreen. So I was a bit, disappointed about that, to say the least. Anyway, here's the first season of Columbo, and this one is the thickest set I've got. I think it's got more episodes in than the other sets, I think. Actually, the another set here is nearly as thick, but not quite. But this one is, when you open it up, inside it's got like, you flick through these different compartment things. They're all on a hinge like a book, like the pages with a disc in each, which is pretty good, but it's kind of bulky type packaging, if you know what I mean. And all the discs have got separate different pictures on, as you can see, which is nice. Nice colourful pictures on each one, like that. And this didn't cost that much. I got it a while ago though. I can't remember how much I paid for this. It was that long ago, but maybe it was like, I don't know, like 13 quid or something like that. But that's the first season. It's the complete first season. It's got every episode from the first season, and all of these episodes are in 4:3 aspect ratio, which they were intended to be in, because back when these were originally made, they didn't shoot in widescreen because everyone had a square television, so they didn't need to, I guess. So that's season 1, and I haven't even watched all the episodes on these DVDs yet, but I've seen most of them on the TV, but I haven't seen all the recent ones. So that's season 1 of Columbo, and we'll jump straight to season 5 here. This one's in different packaging again, and I'll just show you inside. These ones are in separate slim cases, as you can see, but they've all got the same picture on the front. And another thing I noticed was this picture that's on the front, which is also on the front box as well, appears to be a picture from a more recent Columbo series, because that's definitely not an older picture of Peter Falk from the 70s. I don't think. I think that's from the 80s. I would say. And in some of the episodes, the more recent episodes, I noticed something else. Peter Falk actually was having his his hair was dyed brown. He must have been grey, but he actually had his hair dyed to make it look like he was younger and stuff. But in some of the other episodes, sometimes he had grey hair, and then sometimes, I think in some of the episodes that were made after that, he had brown hair again. So I don't know what was going on there. It's like, well, shall we get him to dye his hair for this episode? No, we'll leave it grey. But we'll do it for the next one. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I don't know what they were thinking there, what the reasons were behind that. If any of you Columbo fans are watching this, maybe you know the answer to that question. Why in some of the episodes did he have his hair dyed brown, and then in some of the other episodes his hair was just grey again? Because it was obviously dyed, there's no question about that. Because I could tell, because some of the episodes were shot around the same time, same years and stuff, but he had grey in one and brown in the other, like I said. And also something else about Columbo, as you probably know if you're a Columbo fan, but several of the actors who played the murderer in a lot of the episodes also played the murderer in other episodes under a different character name. And some of them actors were William Shatner, George Hamilton, and who was the other one? Might have been Patrick McGowan. Yep, it's him. And he's dead now, unfortunately, I think. Yeah, I think he is. He played the murderer at least twice, I think. I think he was in one of the 70s episodes playing the murderer. And he was also in one of the 80s or 90s episodes. I think it was 88, 89-ish. He was in another episode. And George Hamilton, I remember he was in a recent episode where he played some guy who did a murder involving something to do with, I think it was caution, something murder can be hazardous for your health, something to do with cigarettes and stuff. I think that was the episode he was in. I haven't watched it recently. But like I say, I saw them on TV originally. So I haven't watched all the episodes on the DVDs. But I do wish they were in widescreen on the newer ones. But anyway, that's season 5 of Columbo. Next one I have here jumps straight to season 9. Yep, this is complete season 9, so they must have shot less episodes for this one because it's in a slimmer case, and it has only 3 discs inside, and they must have been getting a bit lazy by this point because, as you can see, there's no photographs or artwork on the discs, and they're just plain white with the Columbo name in black. But you can't complain too much. I didn't pay too much for this one, but there's something else I noticed about this one. As you can see, Columbo, Peter Falk, looks a bit red looking on this one. I think they got a bit haphazard with the inks they used for the printing on this one, because I think they've printed the colour's a bit too strong or something, or put a bit too much red in it or pink. But anyway, it still looks good. It's a nice cover and everything. It's got the palm trees behind and everything. And if there's any Americans watching this, you should be very thankful for the fact that you live in America and that you've got palm trees, because you probably take those palm trees for granted, whereas over here in England we don't have any of those palm trees, and it's not like them ones that go dead tall and everything. So you're lucky to have those, because we don't have them, and I think there's lots of countries that doesn't have them, so think yourself lucky for the palm trees alone. Anyway, and on the back you've got basically nothing, just some text and some information about the vital statistics on the picture quality and aspect ratio, not picture quality, aspect ratio and sound and everything, the usual stuff. But no pictures, unfortunately. But that's season 9 of Columbo. And these are all PAL DVDs, by the way. Next one I've got here is season 10. And for some reason, season 10 is in 2 parts. It's got was it volume 1? This is volume 1 of season 10, and I actually had a job getting a hold of this one because it's kind of hard to get a hold of at a decent price. I actually got it from CEX online because it was ludicrously expensive on eBay for some reason. I think it was more than, it was 10 or 20 quid or more, something like that. And this one's got three slimline cases inside, all with the same picture on the front, as you can see. And this one, I think, is the one that has... I haven't watched them yet, so I'm not sure, but I think Butterfly in Shades of Grey is on here with William Shatner. That's the one where he does a murder. Something to do with a mobile phone, and he couldn't get his... Columbo says, how could you have made this phone call up here in the hills? Because he can't get a signal up here, and he said he made a phone call along the road somewhere up in the hills, Hollywood in California. But that's all I remember from that one off by heart. From when I watched it on TV, I think it was on Sky years ago. I recorded it. But this one's got a nice cover as well, as you can see there. You can see that okay. So they've got nice artwork on the front, most of these. So that's season 10, volume 1, and here's season 10, volume 2, which also has a very nice photograph of Peter Falk on the front, also with the very nice palm trees in the background, as you can see once again. And I think this one, maybe this one, I forget now. There's an episode called Murder in Malibu, which I don't think I've seen that one, but it was on TV the other night, I noticed, when I was flicking around. But it was also in full screen on TV as well, and for some reason on this channel it was on, the picture was stretched. It wasn't in the 4:3 shape like it should have been anamorphically. And everyone was like too fat on it, you know, because it was stretched wide. I hate it when they do that. If it's in 4:3 square ratio, I think the best way to watch it is always as it was intended in the square 4:3 ratio on your TV. You probably have to alter your aspect ratio on your TV in some cases, depending on your TV and stuff, and your Blu-ray player, what settings you've got. I know it gets confusing sometimes because there's settings on your Blu-ray player or DVD player for the aspect ratio and stuff, and then there's ones on your TV as well. So it gets a bit confusing sometimes. At least it does for me. But I'm easily confused, so that might explain that. So anyway, this one also has no pictures on the back, unfortunately. And the last one I've got so far, this one isn't really a season as such or anything. This is an NTSC Region A import from America. And this one's just called Columbo, the Mystery Movie Collection, rather. And this one has some episodes that are on some of these. But I got this one first ages ago, you see, before these were even available. So this one has Columbo Goes to the Guillotine on it. And the one with Fisher Stevens, where he's like a special effects expert in the movies and stuff. He does like effects when they're doing stunts and things in the films and that. And he commits a murder. And if you don't know who Fisher Stevens is, he was the guy in the Short Circuit movies that played Benjamin Javari or something, whatever his name was, the one that built the robots, I think, the Johnny Number 5 robots and stuff. So he was all blacked up in them films to make him look like Indian and stuff, and put the accent on, but he's actually American and he's white, so he did a good job in them Short Circuit films, that's for sure. But he was good in this as well. He's really good in this Columbo episode. And I think most Columbo episodes are around an hour and 15-20 minutes or something like that. I think they used to be shorter. I think the earlier ones maybe were a bit shorter. I'm no expert. I haven't watched them recently, but I think the earlier episodes were, the 70s ones were like a bit shorter sometimes, most of the time. But the more recent ones are a bit longer. Correct me if I'm wrong, Columbo fans, because some of you will know a lot more than me about the episode lengths, and some of you could probably write a book about it and stuff, but I don't think I would be very good for writing a book. But anyway, I know so much, not everything. So anyway, that's the Murder Mystery Movie Collection, and this one's available from, it might be out of print now actually, but it was available from America when I got it, obviously, or I wouldn't be able to get it, would I? So anyway, that one's also got a nice cover on it. As you can see, Columbo's in the dark this time, and there's street lights behind him. And he's got a got a cigarette in his hand, I believe, because he smoked. Actually, I don't think it's a cigarette. He smoked. Did he smoke cigar? I think he smoked cigars in the show. But in real life, I think he smokes cigarettes, or he did do. Because unfortunately, he passed away a few years back, which is obviously very sad. And if you're interested, you probably already know this, but there's some videos online, on here actually on YouTube, showing Peter Falk's grave, which is in a cemetery in the middle of New York City, and it's hidden away like behind the buildings and stuff at the back streets somewhere. It's a very nice cemetery, by the way, and Marilyn Monroe is also buried there. She's in one of them graves in the walls, like a mausoleum type thing, but it's outside. It's just like in the wall, and she's buried right next to Hugh Hefner. Apparently, Hugh Hefner, the guy who is responsible for the Playboy Mansion and behind Playboy magazine and everything, he reserved the space for years before he actually passed away. The spot right next to Marilyn Monroe's grave. He wanted to be buried for some reason right next to Marilyn Monroe. And now he actually is, apparently. Last time I checked anyway, unless he's been moved to somewhere else. Because that sometimes does happen. Because Jack Lemmon, he, I don't know, isn't it? I think it is. Jack Lemmon's also buried in that same cemetery. And so is Heather O'Rourke, the little girl from the first three Poltergeist films. Correct myself there. She's buried in there as well, and she's in the wall. It's outside, but it's in the wall again. And Jack Lemmon used to be buried either just underneath where she is or to the side, and he was moved to a different plot in the same cemetery, and I think now he's next to Walter Matthau. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows out there, but I think he's next to Walter Matthau, because as you know, him and Walter Matthau made loads of films together, including The Odd Couple and Out to Sea and The Odd Couple Part 2. And I think they did a film called Buddy Buddy as well, and maybe a few others. I've got most of their films actually, and they did the Grumpy Old Men films as well together. They did Part 1 and Part 2, which you can get on Blu-ray if you're interested, from the USA. Both films on one disc. It's like a double feature set. Anyway, I'm rambling on a bit, I think. Anyway, I'll wrap this up now, but if you're interested in any of these Columbo DVDs, you can get them, most of them quite cheap now on eBay, or from CEX if you're in the UK. And also Music Magpie, I believe, might have some of them as well. They've got their own website, and it's a very good website. They also sell a lot of CDs on Music Magpie's website, and they've got a section where they sell 2 second-hand CDs for £3, which is not a bad deal. Only thing about it is I bought a few of them, and I bought a lot of Madonna's CDs, and unfortunately most of them were, when I put them on, they were skipping like crazy. Most of the songs, there was that many skips and bits where it got stuck that it was like, they were like remixes or something. There was the odd few tracks that worked, but some of our recent albums, like the MDNA album, I think it's called, that one just hardly worked at all. Like, but anyway, that's enough about that. That's all the Columbo ones I've got so far, but I will probably be getting some more because I can't really afford the expensive £300 Japan release of the full series on Blu-ray. So until, I hope to bring some of the separate seasons of Columbo out on Blu-ray over here, or even in the USA. I can import some of them in widescreen, hopefully. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, can you please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more of my videos, and you will get a notification if you hit that little bell at the top and click the all option. You'll get notifications for everything I upload. So thanks very much for watching, everybody, and I shall see you on the next video, or you shall see me rather. So bye for now. Ta-ra.